Alright, let's take a look at Audacity to see how to incorporate more than one audio track. For example, if you wanted to incorporate your voice narration as well as music, you can do that. Think of a graphics program in which you use multiple layers. Well, this is somewhat parallel to that. So the first thing we want to do is bring in our music track. I'll click on Project, Import Audio. I've already downloaded some audio, okay? In this case, copyright free, the Bach Brandenburg Concerto. And I'll select that. And notice that it will import that MP3 file. Be sure that your original sound file, music file, is an MP3. And once you've done that, notice it creates an audio track that actually a stereo track, okay, because that was a stereo file. And we can listen to this just by clicking the play button. And then stop it. And notice that's the entire second movement. We're not going to use that. We're just going to use a portion of it for our introduction to our podcast. So I will select, that is drag through and select all of that and hit delete. And really we just have the first portion there. We can zoom in on it using the zoom tool and work with this portion. So go back to the beginning. Let's say I really just want that portion as my introduction, okay, before I start narrating. So we can work on this a little more too. We might narrate over some of that sound. But once you have your music in, then it's time to do your voice narration. And as you recall, we'll just press the record button and begin. Welcome to my podcast about using Audacity to make a podcast. All right, so notice on that track down below, it has incorporated my voice narration. Now, what we want to do is get these to work together. Right now, apparently, the music will play and then the narration begins. But what if I'd like the narration to be over the music? Some of it, at least. I'll choose my time shift tool and move this over, okay? So now they overlap, these layers, if you will, these tracks overlap. I'm also going to use my selection tool, and for the last portion of my music, I'm going to fade that out. So the way you do that is to select the part you want to effect, choose effect, and choose fade out. Okay, so that will become a little quieter as the narration begins. I haven't edited that music very much. I probably should have, but for our purposes now, let's just give it a try. Welcome to my podcast about using Audacity to make a podcast. Okay, we could tweak that a little more to adjust the music, adjust the level of the sound, as well as to determine where exactly the voice narration comes in. And of course, we could play the entire piece and narrate over it. You just want to make certain that your narration is audible. So try that out.